Gainesville, a growing community in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains, is a bustling poultry town connected to Atlanta and the rest of the East Coast via U.S. Interstate 985. Driving down a major thoroughway like Jesse Jewell Boulevard, the continuous flow and long procession of cars in both directions throughout most of the day might bring someone to question the consideration for pedestrians in the city. A bustling downtown, lined with shiny new buildings, tells visitors that the town is fresh and inviting in a revitalization effort by the city. Surrounded by continuous traffic, the central business district of Gainesville sees congestion constantly. Construction is a common sight to see, whether it be new buildings for businesses or roads being worked on. Some sections of road don't even have sidewalk at all, such as Atlanta Highway or John W. Morrow. It can be a bit intimidating to be a pedestrian in Gainesville. Sometimes you'll wait at a crosswalk for upwards of 10 to 15 minutes, and sometimes facilities just decide to end. But as intimidating as this might be, things are set to change. The newest in a long line of plans to continue to uphold the character of the town while attempting to improve the livability and viability of this regional hub is underway. Multiple zones and business corridors are being studied for improvement, and future development and construction is frequent around town. The city has been busy at work crafting meticulous plans with community involvement and thoughtful space consideration to keep the future of Gainesville bright. This plan, crafted by the Carl Vinson Institute of Government at the University of Georgia, is known as the 2015 Downtown Gainesville Renaissance Strategic Vision and Plan. It's been crafted in conjunction with the Urban Redevelopment Plan under the Comprehensive 2030 Plan. The policy sets are extensive, broad-reaching, and thorough, and are designed to improve livability with facade improvements, incentives, smart planning policy, and they're designed to encourage businesses to keep Gainesville in mind while maintaining the rural character and small-town feel. It includes several long and short-term proposals to improve the walkability, safety, and connectivity of the core within and throughout what has been dubbed the Moat, the connection of E. Butler, Jesse Jewell, West Academy, and Academy Streets. This ring of roads proves to be a barrier for connectivity around downtown, and the study indicates connectivity is one of the largest concerns. The infamous Bridge to Nowhere was an effort to address this, but was noted to be cost prohibitive, and the plans lay out various short-term methods of addressing this. The plans suggest extending signal timing, color-coded pedestrian crossings, and flashing crosswalk systems, while extending design elements to neglected infrastructure further out of the core. The plans also address zoning issues, such as extending the central business district zoning classification and considerations for footprints, mixed use, setbacks, separation of pedestrians and traffic, and more. The city has already been investing in recreational walking facilities such as the greenways or various trails, but still critical connections and sidewalk facilities for functional use leave a lot to be desired. While people get used to it, it is important to remember that vehicles are dangerous for pedestrians, and many roads throughout town have a speed limit of 45 or 35 miles per hour with no separation. The plans identify areas that require special attention, and congestion is a key concern. One major reason for these changes is that public services must maintain a minimum level of acceptability. Another reason is that when there are more pedestrians on the streets, less people are driving cars to get to their destinations. I interviewed one local man who prefers riding his bicycle to save gas because I wanted to find out what it is like to get around Gainesville on the heavily traveled streets without a car. In your experience, what's it like having to get around Gainesville based on how our city is designed?
To be honest, it's very simple and easy. I guess it's just one of those towns where you have everything right at your reach. It's not too far you gotta walk from. It's not too close to where, it won't be, I guess. Well, yeah, I mean, that's generally the whole topic about it, because everything is so close together that you really don't even gotta go outside of town to get most of the things you need, which is one thing I really like about Gainesville. You walk outside your house, you need some bread, it's right down the street. You need some meat, it's right there at the same store. So I mean, generically, everything is right where it is.
So, how do you feel about our recreational facilities walking paths, skating, park, biking paths, that kind of thing?
I think that's very good. I believe that keeps our youth out of trouble. Especially me growing up, I didn't really have that around. Being myself 25 years old, so I kind of grew up in these streets, knowing and kind of just being around this. I think that's a very good strategy for the town. Just keep basically all the kids where they gotta be. Instead of having to be outside looking for trouble, they could just go easy out, skate, go to the park for a walk.
And having said that, how do you feel about our functional facilities such as our sidewalks and how easy it is, maybe navigating around cars and through red lights and traffic and stuff?
That, sir, from a scale out of a 10, I'll give that a 3. They're very crappy. Myself speaking, I ride a bike around town just to save a little bit on gas and economically, but dangers are that not many sidewalks are around. So many people do come in danger of busy highways, busy roads at times where mostly, it gets very difficult just to come around.
Do you ever find yourself avoiding any areas because of lack of facilities?
Definitely. Mainly, Atlanta Highway is one of those streets. Just right behind us, actually. There's not even a sidewalk for us to go around or go, across the street from. Unless you go down to the intersection, which is probably a long walk.
Do you wish there were more crosswalks and sidewalks everywhere?
Yeah, that would probably bring the whole community together. Instead of having to have this kind of just urge to wait upon when I'll cross. Or mainly on the weekends when people just, have their fun and get party-like. It gets very difficult.
Roads dominate American city design, and mass transit can be considered behind other countries in utilization and network connectivity. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that Hall County has had public transportation since 1983, and there are multiple services for people to get around, such as the Red Rabbit or the Gainesville Trolley. It lacks good train connectivity to Atlanta, as currently Amtrak is the only way to get there and it is cost prohibitive. But one of the long-term goals of this plan is to work more with Amtrak and Norfolk Southern to connect to Atlanta. According to the Hall County crash reports, Hall County has had fluctuating fatality crash numbers over the years, but the number of pedestrian fatalities is luckily rather low and the rates are lower than the average in Georgia. However, due to the increasing popularity of the city's center and the important role Gainesville plays in its strategic location, more plans are sure to come to continue improving the infrastructure and the unique atmosphere that encourages people to move in. Hall County meticulously records traffic data, freight patterns, service times, crashes fatal and non-fatal, and uses all the different data to prioritize hotspots in an attempt to reduce traffic fatalities. While still fairly car dependent, Gainesville is making strides to ensure that downtown is still a place for people.